Hey, all right, welcome to the Tuesday show. My name's Ultra David.
And I don't hear anything on my head. Can people hear us right now? Because I don't hear anything over my thing over here. That's why, because I have the wrong one plugged in.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Anyway,
okay.
I'm Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen.
How's everybody going?
Yeah, how's everybody going? There we go. I can hear everybody now. Sweet.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So we're going to talk about these topics today. We're going to talk about Kemonomichi, especially the Daigo versus Tokido part of it. We're going to talk about Tekken ELEAGUE, which we weren't here to talk about last week, and, just interesting stuff to talk about in that.
Right, absolutely.
Some good points. Final round preview, especially Goichi versus Sonic Fox.
Oh, man. I can't believe that that's actually going to go down.
I know.
I feel like, I think someone tweeted this, but they should have saved it for a Kemonomichi or something like that, you know what I mean? But
that'd be very cool to see.
I heard it's... Oh, anyways, we can get into it.
We'll talk about
We'll
that.
get into it later.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about, of course, the new Smash, whatever it may be. Is it a new game or what? And etc. We'll talk about Broly. There's a game clip of him out. Other stuff too. But anyway, let's start with talking about Kemonomichi.
That's right. So I actually just saw it today.
Yeah, I saw that you saw it. I watched a little bit of you seeing it.
So that was actually pretty cool. Obviously, I'd seen the results. I'd seen a lot of people talk about it. I didn't see exactly how it went down, what it was that Daigo necessarily did to win that one. But I just, obviously the main things was that Daigo won. Surprise, spoilers, 10-5.
Well, let's talk about what it was. So Kemonomichi was... it's like a series of first to tens, and it's the second time they've done it. There was a first to 10 between two Super Turbo players, two Tekken players, then two Street Fighter V players, Daigo and Tokido. The Super Turbo players were Kotaka Shoten, Guile, and Ito DJ, and then Yu Xiaoyu versus Tanukana Xiaoyu in Tekken. It's super cool. They have these arcade cabs that they're playing at, or I guess Street Fighter V is not on that, but the others are. And there's a little crowd gathered around, and they got the, high quality commentary there. It's sick, dude.
One of the things they were saying though is that the venue is super hot. Like they were saying that it got like super crowded, and you could see Giuna in the background. He's just going, whole entire time because of how hot he is back there. But that almost kind of gives it that old school feel.
Actually, I like that. Yeah. For sure.
Because that's how events were a long time ago. You'd get into this giant stuffy room and everything. Nowadays, you have an event, and if the air conditioner's not good, this event sucks.
Yeah, they were sweltering for sure. So a little bit of that old school feel. So, did you watch all of them, or
I
only
I did not watch the Super Turbo or the Tekken one, so I just got to see that one. So I'm gonna go back and try to catch those ones.
You should
maybe do some DHCs on that one too, especially because Super Turbo, of course.
Well, I mean they were both super awesome. So I did Super Turbo. Kotaka Shoten Guile beat Ito DJ 10-6, but. It was really close. It was like 5-4 for Ito for a while. Like he was in the lead a couple of times.
Right.
And then the Guile player just blew him up. Just figured it out. Really, really good. Super sick spacing. Yeah,
one of the cool things about that too is that DJ is just always one of those characters that I feel like he's one of the best characters in Super Turbo, but not a lot of people represent him.
Right.
Obviously we have Afro Legends here in the States, who's probably the best DJ in the country. But I haven't heard about a lot of Japanese DJ players, so it's cool.
I don't think there are that many, but he's definitely one of those characters where it's like they're not the top tier, but they do everything. There's like him, like Guile, like Ryu, like they're not the best, but they just do everything.
Right.
So if you're good, you'll be good.
It's one of those ones that on paper you're like, how are they not the best?
Right.
Which is kind of an indication of how broken some of the best characters are.
For sure.
So, yeah.
No, it was a really, really good set. And then Yu versus Tanukana was mega hype, dude.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was super close. It was back and forth. I mean, almost literally back and forth the entire time. 1-1, the other one. And then it came down to the actual last round.
Last game, last round.
Awesome set. Like, I only sort of, on the surface, understand Tekken. But even for me, it was super awesome.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
Because, I mean, that's the hardest thing, too, is that, there's... Hey, I understand Tekken, and then there's I understand Xiaoyu, because that character is just craziness. So it's always going to be a little bit more crazy with that character.
But yeah, it was really cool. We see Tanukana traveling around a little bit, not Yu, so I hope that would be something that she does.
Yeah, I wonder if that was one of the motivations of it. You know what I mean? Because like Tanukana got sponsored and everything, and she gets to travel a little more. I wonder if Yu's being like, hey, look, she's not the only one, okay? Like,
I hear you.
You could fly somebody else around too. So
yeah, it'd
be interesting. Yeah.
And then the headliner was, of course, CYG Daigo versus Echo Fox Tokido, Gal versus Akuma. Daigo ended up winning 10-5.
Yes. And, of course, the number one thing that a lot of people are talking about was Tokido's reaction.
Yes, when he did lose.
When he lost, yeah. I mean, the match, it's funny because the matches were super great. The matches were super good. And I feel like Tokido's reaction almost kind of, that story is almost kind of like overshadowing the actual match itself.
Yeah, the matches were good. The games were good. They are clearly playing on a level that's like something else from me because so for example, Daigo closed out the first game with like a wake up flash kick.
Right. Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, how in the world did Echo Fox Tokido not expect that? How?
Right.
Like it's a long
in game
set.
Number one.
Game number one. Daigo likes to do uppercut. How? And yet he's super smart. So how is what happened to convince him to not think that there was going to be a flash kick? I don't know. I'm genuinely surprised.
Because I mean,
and there was a bunch of stuff like that throughout the set.
Even when I was watching it today, and I talked about as soon as that happened, I was like, man. Like, this is what me and David always say, that you test the waters early.
Right.
You establish that you're willing to do it.
It's known. Everybody does
right,
that.
Exactly. So, I don't know.
I found it surprising, but that's not to say that, they're dummies. They're super smart. So, I don't know. I'm not sure how to explain it. I would love to know more. But, yeah, the whole match was full of stuff like that. Very interesting decisions. Very interesting to see Daigo not charging for Flash Kick or Sonic Boom a lot of the time. He was actually just playing footsies, walking around.
Yes. And all of his damage came from small pokes.
Right.
It was never because Street Fighter V, we're all used to knock down meaty and then big old damage. You watch all these Javits 2 combo kill videos, and stuff like that. But, the fact that Daigo did all of his damage through, here's a Sobat, here's a crouching medium kick, hey, you got hit by an EX Sonic Boom. And honestly, that's what made every time he got flash kick into critical art that much more devastating because then he did get the big damage and you're like, dang it, Tokido's just probably he can't afford to take that damage. But I mean, from watching it, it just felt like Tokido never could get a momentum going. I never saw, he probably made one or two comebacks, but Daigo would get the lead early on and then he just wouldn't relinquish it.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, Tokido would get the big lead, and Daigo could still make the comeback. It was weird how even though Tokido got closer than anybody else in those first to 10 sets like that.
That's true. Yeah.
It felt like But towards the end, I could just feel the desperation in Tokido. It's just nothing's really working. You know what I mean? It's okay, I'm alive. I won these few games, but why? It was almost like he probably couldn't even figure out what was working.
Yeah. I saw a little spiel with Daigo talking about the match with Fudo, and Daigo had a really interesting take on why he wasn't doing charges, right? Why he wasn't crouching for flash kick and stuff. And it was because he likened it to the lag that you get on a laggy monitor. If you're crouching, it takes a couple of frames before you can do other stuff, right? You have to stand up, then you're walking around. You have to physically, move the stick, it takes a little bit. Those are minimal frames, but they're there.
Right.
And so he wanted to keep his options as open as possible for those important moments.
That's so crazy.
So he would rather give up the possibility of great anti-air or invincible tool or horizontal screen control for those little moments, those little anti-airs or footsies, sobats, whatever it was. And he was right. I mean, he made the right decisions a ton of times.
Dude, the crazy thing was there were so many times that in neutral he wouldn't even be moving the joystick. He would just be standing still.
Just there.
And he would block at the last second. And in a game with input lag like that, I just feel had to have been anticipation. It's just like he just knew Tokido was going to attack right there, and he would block at the last second, because I just don't feel like there's any way you could do that properly through pure reaction, but he was doing it. So
he did
there's
it.
just something.
I don't know. Yeah, you allude to how Daigo seems to blow up everybody when he has long sets, right? Like he and Evo champions even
10-0 Cien after Cien 1.
It's one Evo.
10-2 Infiltration after Infiltration 1 Evo. And then, he lost a long set to Itazan, but that was a weird format where you had to win 2 in a row to get a point. There was like 5 sets.
Yeah.
And if it was just based off of games, he would have won that 10-4. Itazan came back towards the end, but Daigo actually started that one stronger. So, in all these first to 10 sets, is there anyone better than Daigo in a first to 10 set?
Don't think so. I haven't seen it. Yeah. It's funny. I feel like I'm always picking against Daigo when it comes to tournament play. It's like not intentional. It's just that's how it always seems to go.
Right.
But if it comes to a first to 10, some long set, you know I'm picking him every time.
The hard, especially if he has time to think about it and time to practice on it. Because he even said in the interview afterwards, he was like, yeah, I practiced and played. And what was actually interesting, he was like, yeah, the closer we got to the event, he was like, I got more and more nervous because I was like, can I execute all the things that I practiced, right? And I thought there was 2 really important things about that, right? One is that, this is prep time Daigo. Like, everyone makes this joke about prep time Daigo, that he's basically invincible, and he kind of is in a way. But the second thing too, and this is kind of a little on a tangent here, but everybody always asks me and you and everybody, the question is, how do you stop getting nervous when you play in tournaments? And my answer to always people is, you don't.
Yeah.
You just learn to channel it in different ways, or you learn how to control it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's never gone.
Right. And Daigo even said that, right? He was like, he was getting a little nervous as it kept getting closer, because he even said that if he felt like if he lost to Tokido, that would mean like that's the beginning of him getting washed up, like he just can't hang anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is for any competition. You hear about boxers getting nervous before their big fights. You hear the same about big MMA fighters. Like that's how it is before a big competition. Once you're in it, if you've trained like he did,
right,
and you have that sort of skill and talent, you have the training, then when it comes to the actual game, the actual playing, you're not going to be like debilitated.
Right.
But leading up to it, and everybody gets nervous.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's just always the trick. You'll never get over it necessarily. You'll never get past those nerves.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people just learn how to control it a little bit, or maybe even channel it in a positive way, kind of thing. So it's just a good lesson to learn. So
yeah, super impressed by Daigo. I hope that he does better. I mean, he got top 8 at Capcom Cup, so it's not like he's doing badly last year. Right? But I hope that he does more consistently better, because when he's playing really well, it's a treat to watch.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Daigo is I don't feel like he's as good in the tournament environment, right?
Yeah.
So
good, but not this.
Yeah, he doesn't get prep time. However, every year we've said this about Daigo in the tournaments, right? Like season 1 started, he was kind of weak, and then he got stronger a little bit towards the end. Season 2, he tried Ryu for a really long time, it didn't work, and then Guile was like, okay, and then it was working, and then it was working, and then towards the end he did better. Remember, he started Evo Japan in 3rd place, right? So, I think he's already kind of up there, so I expect him to do super, super well this year.
I hope so.
I'm kind of excited to see a Daigo resurgence this year. So
me too. Yeah, I enjoy watching him for sure.
Right.
Well, okay.
I actually got to rant about this a little bit on the stream earlier today. So I just want to know. Obviously, I mean, I don't think your opinion is going to be any different than mine. But Tokido's reaction, the tears, the crying, like, what's your take on that?
It's cool with me. I mean, I don't have anything against that,
right?
I get it. I don't know that I've ever fought hard enough in a video game competition to have experienced that level of emotion, but it has happened to me in other things in the past, like in sports or whatever, in school. Especially when I was a kid, when I lost the county spelling bee one year. I got 2nd place in the county, and I lost. I busted up, dude. I was crying for sure, because I studied so much for that. that hasn't happened in a long time. But like I sort of understand the feeling of it for sure.
You know what? It's funny. I cried after losing a spelling bee as
Really?
well. That definitely happened. Yeah, spelling bee stress.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, I was also mad because the word that they gave me, I was like 11 or something. The word that they gave me was 12th, right? No, it was litmus. It was litmus.
Litmus.
I'd never heard of litmus before because
Right,
we hadn't done science in that way yet. And so I was just like, all right, can you pronounce it again? And they were like, litmus.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't say the T because I didn't hear the T.
Oh, so you even had the U properly, huh?
I don't remember, to be honest. Okay. But I remember not having the T and losing and being super pissed that they just couldn't pronounce litmus right. That was so bad. Anyway, this is all a big tangent. All right.
That's awesome.
I'm totally not against people crying in situations where they've put in a ton of emotion into the situation. I totally get that. Sure.
Right. And, you know, for me, I take it on an even larger level, kind of the rant that I was having on the stream earlier today. You know, I think that one of the biggest problems of our society, just as a whole, is that we're not allowed to cry. That crying is a sign of weakness, that you're not a man, that, you have to be tough, suck it up kind of thing. I think that's honestly a problem because I think it's probably one of the most cathartic emotions out there. Usually after a good cry, you feel better, you know, in a weird way because you kind of get that release. And without it, you're bottling up. I feel like that's where a lot of the problems come in. And to be fair, to be honest, I actually think that Tokido crying is more of a sign of maturity than not crying, you know, because that just shows how strong he wanted it, how much he cared and everything. Yeah. So, to see him cry about it actually, to me, makes me respect him more and also think that it's a more adult thing, you know what I mean? Because, you know, if you sit there and you're just crying doesn't necessarily mean you have to be sore loser, that kind of crying, right? But that kind of, because it's a different kind of emotion. Sure. And to me, I think that's super important. And I actually think the world would be a better place if everybody cried more freely, to be honest with you, because I feel like people wouldn't be bottling as much stuff. And like I said, those kind of cries, those emotional cries, not the angry, stupid, spoiled brat kind of crying, but the actual emotional, cathartic crying, I think is actually really important for the soul. And I think a lot of people would be better off if they let themselves do that some more. Now, obviously, I cry all the time during Evos and stuff like that. Yeah, so I mean,
there's a lot of emotion in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Built up over a long period of time.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I get it. For me, crying is not like that. It's something that I do rarely. I don't feel like I should be ashamed or hide it, but it just is not something that comes up very often. Right. So if you're the kind of person who has that proclivity, then I don't think you should be embarrassed about it.
Right.
Right? I kind of don't, but I'm not embarrassed about that either.
Right.
So,
yeah, but
just express yourself in the way that makes sense to you.
Right.
That's all.
And exactly. And if you're a person who doesn't cry, I don't think that there's anything wrong with you. I'm not saying you should cry more, your life will be better kind of thing. But if you're the kind of person who doesn't cry, that's fine. But it should not be considered a weakness that somebody else does. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And hearing a little bit more about the backstory to it, you know, they've been playing forever. Tokido and Daigo have. Tokido has said that he feels that even if somebody wins tournaments, they may not be the best if they can't beat everybody else in long sets. And that's, you know, not just an opinion that he holds. Other people hold that opinion as well. And so there's even though he won Evo and he got second at Capcom Cup.
Yeah.
He did super, super well last year. That is not necessarily what matters to him most. What matters to him most is being the best, and however he defines that.
Right, and he said even in the trailer that he's always kind of been behind Daigo. He's kind of considered him that guy.
Right,
and so to get that win was so important to him, and he didn't get it.
Right, but at the same time, clearly important to Daigo because Daigo said that he spent the last month or two only playing against Akuma. He specifically picked two players to train them as Akumas so that he could play against them to learn how to play against Tokido.
Yeah.
And he only played against the character even to the potential detriment of coming into the final round without really having practiced against other characters that much. that's how much it mattered to Daigo also. Right? So it's definitely both sides here.
Right. And also, it probably also didn't help that Tokido was kind of feeling bad and like trying to be like, how did I lose? And then Daigo's like, doesn't matter. You've already beat me in everything else outside of the game.
He's a nice
when
guy.
Daigo said that kind of thing, I'm sure that kind of swells up the emotions in you as well. To have someone like that say that about you probably means a lot as well. So
imagine it
kind
does.
of like a two-sided thing. You sad that he lost, and then Daigo with the blindsided compliment right there. Like the blindsided, not just compliment, but like you've already surpassed me in everything else. And Tokido's like, what the hell,
That's big. That's big. It was a really good event. It's already the second one, so I'm sure that, I hope at least that they'll be doing more of it, but it was, it seemed like a pretty successful thing. So I
even
hope
in the credits, he teased Kemonomichi 3. He was like, "Coming soon?" ?
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be coming, and it's a great thing. He said that he does it because he wants to bring some more excitement into the FGC, into the esports scene in Japan.
Right.
And so I think they're doing a great job with that. So really shout outs to the entire staff there. Daigo and Papa Chihuahua doing the commentary with Fudo, and Jiyuna doing a lot of the translations before and after the tournament and everything, and obviously a lot of other guys. I think Matsuda showed up there as well, and a whole bunch of other guys I know are doing behind-the-scenes works there.
Did you see the picture of their streaming setup?
No.
It was like maximum way too fancy.
Really?
Like way fancier than you would think for like just an arcade cab plus like 2 cameras. It was super fancy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, if you can do it, and
right?
You can
I think that's great. Maybe not necessary, but great because that implies that there's some dollars in there. I hope to see more stuff and cool stuff out of it.
Yeah, making sure that it turns out good. So
right.
It's good stuff. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a professional crew considering the stuff that they had there. Okay, that was good.
Yeah, good stuff. And like I said, it's just, man, the way that Daigo could control a match is just, I feel like, unlike any other. So again, we talked about the greatest of all time recently, previously, and, we didn't put Daigo up there, we put Tokido up there. Even I got a lot of people on my Twitter after he lost, like, so what do you think about your greatest of all time?
That's funny.
And I was like, Jesus, like, Tokido would probably destroy Daigo in like so many other games, right? Because it's just not the games that Daigo plays, right?
Yeah, Daigo at one point played multiple games.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago now.
Right, and to be honest with you, I think if you're talking about in a 1 to 10 sets only in that one game, Daigo is, he's the best.
Probably the best.
But like in terms of breadth and like the stuff that you've done, the amount that you've won, it's two very different kind of things.
It is. Yeah, it is very, very different. I know for me, the things that matter most are tournaments. That's what matters. When I think of who's the best, the way I define it is in part by tournaments. Not who can beat whom in just that wasn't a casual set necessarily, but not in tournament. Right? Tournaments matter.
Right.
To me, that's what matters most. So in coming to my greatest of all time thing, it was tournament results.
Right.
That was why I picked Tokido.
Yeah, same here. So
I think that might be a cultural difference to some degree, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, for sure. But as we mentioned, if it was a 1 to 10 competition, Daigo's probably the best.
Only one dude you're gonna pick, for sure.
Except, God, I said it on stream. I was like, I would love to see a 1 to 10 between Daigo and Sonic Fox in something, but they don't play the same game. Like they do not play the same game of anything. Daigo's not even playing Dragon Ball.
That's right. Yeah.
Makes me sad that it'll never happen. So
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Street Fighter 6 or something.
Maybe one day. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, probably enough for that.
Yep. Okay.
You want to talk about old Tekken?
Oops, sorry. I had the whole wrong thing highlighted this whole entire time. That is my B. Hey, Kemonomichi.
Not
Tekken.
anymore.
Yeah.
Tekken ELEAGUE. This was already a week and a half ago, but like I said, we weren't here to talk about it last week, so bring it up a little bit.
This is another one of those unfortunate ones. I didn't get a chance to see a lot of this, so I was busy that weekend. Okay. So
I did watch most of it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the draft part of it, which was I was really looking forward to that. Was before they said that they were live.
Right.
So I didn't think it was streamed, but I didn't know to watch it then, which is kind of a bummer. Anyway, so the teams were cool. It was a team thing. and it was a draft, so one person, four people got to pick their teams, right? And like rotating kind of situation. And then they ended up with these teams.
Do you remember how they chose the captains?
They were just announced going into it.
Okay.
But in terms of the order that the captains picked, they played.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I think Cuddlecore won, or she
won
somebody.
A bunch of them in a row.
That was in the actual tournament.
Tournament.
Yeah, she played super well.
Okay.
So, third place, it was a single elim kind of situation. Third places were Team NYC Fab, which was NYC Fab, Princess Ling, Incog, Rixta, and Jackie Tran, and Team Anakin, which was Anakin, Joey Fury, Speed Kicks, Sparagin, and Obscure. Second place, Team Pokechop, which was Pokechop, Lil Majin, Shadow, Way Gamble, and Mateo. And then winner was Team Cuddlecore with Cuddlecore, Jimmy J. Tran, Cody, Brawl Pro, and Kawaii Face Miles. Going after the teams were selected, there was like a whole little round table with the commentators, right? The little analysts. And they mostly picked like Team Anakin and Team NYC Fab to win. So of course they ended up
in the third place.
Third and third. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad Pokechop made it on TV. He's going to make it on TV.
Right. I guess it hasn't been aired, or
yeah, I don't think it's been aired yet.
It's a little while still.
Because they're going to split it into like 4 episodes or something like that, right? So so they're probably editing it together. But I'm just excited that Pokechop was one of the captains and he got to do a lot of his antics on the stream and stuff.
But what I really appreciated about it was that they didn't like try to make him a clown. They were just like, they put him out there like with everybody else, and they weren't like constantly going. Like I was kind of worried that they would like sort of artificially play it up, but they didn't do that. They did it very well.
Good.
And they did have a microphone near where the teams were sitting, but you couldn't hear it like during the match. And then like as they were going to break, they'd be like, "Let's hear from Pokechop." You know how they do that in sports, see what the players.
The coach Mike,
Then they did that. They let you hear what he was saying. So they did a really good job of it, I thought, and the commentary was all good. Okay, they picked good folks for that.
You were talking about how it might have been some of the best work that you've heard Rip do. Right?
Oh, Rip, I thought was having a day.
Yeah,
he did super well on commentary. I feel like you can really tell when somebody loves the game. Like that, Rip is a good commentator regardless, but Injustice is not his favorite. Street Fighter V is not his favorite.
Right.
He does play Injustice, by the way, but Tekken is his favorite.
Yeah.
Right? It's clear.
Dude, I told you before. I mean, we got interviewed when we were at SenCal by just like some people asking about commentary, and they were like, "What's some of the most important things about commentary?" And one of my number one things has always been just have fun. Make sure that you're enjoying yourself because it comes through on camera.
Yeah.
And that happens when you're commentating your favorite game.
Right.
You just get happy about it.
Like I remember the first time that you and I got to commentate Tournament of Legends at Evo, right? Like I think that was maybe the first or second time we had ever commentated Super Turbo, because it was like not really up for the first couple of years of commentating, right? So, man, we were just like oozing love. It was absurd.
Dude, and we got
having such a good time, and I rewatched it and I thought it was really good.
I remember getting a bunch of comments from people like, "We can totally tell you love this game,"
right? For sure.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean it's an obvious reaction. It's very hard to phone it in. Like if you're worried about watching somebody on commentary and you think, "Lego, they're phoning it in," I feel like it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
When it happens, and typically it doesn't happen. But if it does,
right,
it's hard to hide.
It's clear. It's very clear. And without naming names, I've definitely seen some situations where it's happened.
I mean, I've done it. I did it in Marvel 3 a couple of times. Yeah,
that's right.
There was a period of time when I hated that game, and I definitely phoned it in.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Sure. I remember it.
You were the one that I was thinking of, David. No, I'm just kidding.
I did it. I'm not proud of that, but it's true.
Some people are saying that the TBS broadcast might be this Friday.
Okay, sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, awesome job by Cuddlecore. As you said, she did win a bunch of games in a row, and there was a moment when it was her versus, was it Shadow who blew up everybody in the first round? I think it was Shadow and Cuddlecore on the two different sides who basically blew up their opposing teams.
Okay.
And then they had to play against each other in the final. And it was a really good match, but Shadow won.
Yeah, again, like I said, I missed a lot of that. It makes me sad. I need to go. Well, I might just watch the TBS.
TV.
The TBS.
You'll find out what
broadcast.
happens after a month of watching.
Exactly. But I mean, it's funny, too, because I saw, like, before it happened that, a lot of people were saying whichever team Jimmy J. Tran got on was going to win.
Yeah, right.
They did, but it wasn't all just him. But
it was not.
I saw Flo tweeting out, like, before, it was like, watch with all the hype that Jimmy J. Tran's going to go 0-2 or whatever. But I heard he still was...
He was good.
He was destroying everybody.
He was good. I mean, he ended up clinching it. So the system was that after your team in the finals, after your team was fully gone, you got to resurrect one person for like a final.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So obviously they picked Jimmy.
Right.
Jimmy lost to, I think, Shadow, and then they picked Jimmy to resurrect, and then Jimmy beat Shadow to end his team, so they resurrected Shadow, and then there was like the final batch. Jimmy won. So.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
I
really
need to
good
go and watch
set
that.
of matches.
I need to go watch that. Yeah, but unfortunately I was not available that weekend.
Highly recommended.
So, yeah. Sad about that. They said he lost to Little Majin.
Oh, was it Majin? Oh, it was Majin. No, you're right.
Majin.
It was Majin. Yeah.
Okay.
You're totally right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Good job to Little Majin. God,
yeah.
I just had my cat sleeping on me.
Okay.
And like I'm sneezing now, and I'm like sniffling. I took my allergy medication,
allergic,
but like I don't know if that messed me up because like I was literally inhaling cat in front of my face. So, okay. All right.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one.
Jimmy became the villain for the crowd the whole day because he said his team wasn't that great.
He did say that, yeah.
Jimmy,
he did.
Mr. Naps, come on.
And then they were like, they were asking like, what's your game plan or whatever? Like, how do you feel your chances are? And he was just like, if I play normal Tekken, I should be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy, that's it.
Hey, dude,
that's all it takes.
He had one of his original nicknames was Shang Tsung. I think everyone used to call him that because he used to have the long hair.
He sure did.
And so he lived up to that, being the bad guy.
Evil fella. Yeah, that was cool.
That's funny.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, hope to see more stuff out of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So. All right, well, do you want to take a break? And then when we come back, we can talk about Final Round coming up, which is like the start of everything, right? Yeah. It's just like the start of all circuits and everything like that. Okay, so we'll be right back, guys, with some Final Round preview.
All right, I just learned that BrolyLegs is a joke name.
Yep, this whole time.
How about that?
It's like basically, when you call someone tiny and they're like super buff kind of thing, right?
Right.
So, there you go. So.
All right. Anyway, let's talk about upcoming Final Round, which is this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And it's basically the start of everything.
It's the start of the Capcom Pro Tour for the year. It's the start for the Tekken World Tour for the year. It's the first international major for Dragon Ball. So yeah, it's the start for a lot of stuff. That's for sure.
It's the Final Round is like in the perfect time frame right there because it always is a chance for it's everybody in January and February is always like okay, test my stuff. Let's get all this stuff, try these things. Okay, and boom, Final Round. Let's go.
Right.
This is it now. It's the start of the grueling season of nothing but fighting games and competition. So.
Yeah, and then it's a very fast shot from there to Evo. You know what I mean? It is obviously 5 months, but it feels like it's once you're at Final Round, I feel like next week I'm at Evo almost. It's so fast.
Right.
Well, part of that's because I'm old now. So I was looking at the entrance for Final Round, and there are 3 clear winning games.
Oh yeah, in terms of entry
way
numbers?
ahead of it.
Okay.
Street Fighter V has 373 entrants.
Okay.
Dragon Ball FighterZ has 314.
Wait, so Street Fighter V has more entrants right now in Final Round. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
By 59.
Interesting. Okay.
Then Tekken 7 has 297, so just a little bit less, just under 300. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is number 4.
Okay.
With 73 people.
Woo!
Dang.
That's a big drop off.
Yeah, it's
I thought it was just going to be to 100 or something like that. Wow. Huh.
It's a gigantic drop off. And then Injustice 2 has 66.
Ooh.
Guilty Gear has 51. Wow. Blaze Blue 36. Pokken 34. Third Strike 27. ST 22. DOA 19. And then, as listed on Smash GG, Street Fighter Alpha 2, a.k.a. Old Man Problems. It's actually the name of the event. 15 entrants.
something doesn't feel right about this. Like, this feels like less even than just Final Round in general, right? Because Final Round, usually when it's the first CPT event, they used to get like a bunch of entrants and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the first year of Street Fighter V? They had 1,000 plus.
Right.
And then it was like so many people that's what spurred them to get the bigger venue for the following year.
Right.
Because they couldn't fit it. But no, it's so it is less. You're right. Overall, it is less.
Right.
But then there's also those 3 clear top games. The separation between them is, what was it, like 60 overall, something like that?
Yeah.
77 overall.
Well, I mean, it makes sense right now. I feel like those are the 3 big dogs in this fight right now. And so I'm just surprised that the drop-off between those 3 games and the rest of the games is so significant.
Yeah.
You know, so... Woo! Okay.
Dang.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure exactly why that is, but it is true, and people were talking about it in the chat, that folks haven't been that happy with Final Round in previous years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I would say that I felt last year was a significant improvement. In fact, I feel like the last couple of years, right? Or
no, it was just
Only
last
year.
year. It was just last year.
Only last year.
Last year was the first one that had the big
venue. I felt like that ran much better.
Yeah. And it's going to be in that same place, I believe, this year again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, only 50-some for Rev 2 as well, which is surprising for me. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But, you know, Rev, obviously, new patch and new tournament season announcement for Red Bull kind of stuff. So, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't know that it's just that Final Round had issues a couple of years ago or whatever, but I guess we'll see how the year progresses.
Right.
We'll talk about EVO's numbers in a little bit, although we don't know what the actual numbers are. So, Street Fighter V, I was looking at the pools, and there are definitely some crazy pools.
Yeah, I mean, before we get into Street Fighter V,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a lot of people are making jokes in the chats, the meme now about MVCI being dead or whatever like that, but it's still the highest of all those other games. I would have thought Guilty Gear had more people than Marvel, you know, but Marvel is still in the highest spot right there.
It has about 50% more.
Yeah, and so I don't necessarily consider it a dead game at this point in time.
No,
but,
come on. It definitely is not a dead game.
Right.
For sure. So, yeah, just, looking through the pools, even though there are 373, I think I said, every pool feels like it has 2 or 3 really strong players. Like, I'm just looking right now. Pool A2 has Didymokov and Marn and Squall and Xiaobao.
Didymokov is making it out.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about that.
Oh, 100%. 100%. If you just look through the pools, I feel like everyone has 2 or 3 really strong players. So it's something that I'm looking forward to in that respect. And there's a ton of international players here. It's that first big CPT.
Yeah, I remember even Justin was like talking about who was in his pool. I remember that pool seemed kind of crazy as well. I don't remember who was in there.
Oh, well, I do. It was Justin Wong and Nemo.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Justin and Nemo were in the same pool. Oh,
yeah, that's pretty good. But
yeah.
Justin Wong has to get through Fart Boner first.
Oh, God, that's right.
Oh, man, shout outs to Fart Boner. What a name. It's great. Excellent name. Real chance of seeing Fart Boner on the stream. That's what I believe.
I
need to see Fart Boner.
You were saying on Twitter that you would rather have Fart Boner not get on stream than get on stream and you're not commentating it.
Look, I don't get jealous over many things, but but that would be too much for me to handle.
Oh, man. It's just amazing that,
It's not me.
I just, like, eventually when this starts getting more on TV and stuff, are they going to, what's going to happen with names like Fart Boner?
I guess you probably turn it from Dr. PP into PPMD, right? You just find some, close thing.
Really happy fart. There you go.
Can you say fart even? I don't know.
I'm
not sure.
Oh, man.
But we're not so esports that we have to avoid that stuff.
Right, yes, not yet. So Fart Boner it is, dude.
So the tournaments are looking good. They start on Friday. But also on Friday is Goichi versus Sonic Fox.
At 3 p.m. Eastern time as well.
3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m.
Pacific
Eastern
time. Oh, okay. I was about to say, if it was 3 p.m. Eastern time, I felt like that might have been a mistake. But even putting it on the first day, I feel like is... I don't know. I kind of would have saved that.
I feel like that's the highliner of the whole weekend. That's what I'm at least looking forward to the most. we're going, so we'll be commentating for some parts of it, but I really hope I'm not commentating at 6 p.m.
Right?
I really hope I'm not doing DBZ commentary for that, but even if I was, I think I would rather be in the crowd. Maybe not, but like it's very close.
Yeah.
Very close. Because that's going to be so fun. Like regardless of what happens. If it's close, which I think it probably will be, fun. If it's a blow up by Sonic Fox, we're just jeering and being idiots the whole time for sure. If it's a blow up by Goichi, then there's like the sort of
the quiet, uncomfortable,
which is its own kind of like hilarious shared experience. So,
right.
Yeah. Either way, I think it's going to be super interesting. But I think it'll be really close. They both are pretty much untouched when it comes to Dragon Ball in their respective regions. But I would say that although Sonic Fox's competition has been good, for Goichi, like his competition is like some of the best players in anime history. Like there's like Dogura there, and Moke's been playing there, and like and Goichi himself has been the best player in half a dozen games. Okay. So I want to say Sonic Fox, and I will be betting on Sonic Fox. I will be.
You know,
but
if
not
there
sure.
was betting, you know, you would. No, yeah,
right,
we've already. Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing. I think there's a real chance that Goichi comes in there and gets not an easy win, but like significant, like by a couple of games.
Interesting.
I think there's a real chance for that.
Like,
I'm not betting on it. I'm betting the opposite. But I feel like there's a real chance of that.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, for some reason, I feel like Goichi has more reason to be nervous.
Really?
Yeah, because he kind of started it. You know, he kind of went after him, and then Sonic Fox is kind of like, he's already up there. And Sonic Fox is just such a friendly, jovial kind of guy. Like, if he loses, he'd probably be like, whatever, that was a great match. I mean, every time he loses, I've ever seen him lose a match, the first thing he does is just get up, laugh, and hug the guy who beat him, like, really.
That's true, actually.
You know, right? Like, he's just that way. And so, like, I don't think Sonic Fox would be the kind of guy who would get broken up if he lost. You know what I mean?
You know, honestly, I think he might.
Really? You think so?
I think he might. I think this is like he takes this stuff seriously. Like, remember when Marvel Infinite was newer and he beat Filipino champ?
Yeah.
He was popping off like a lot. He wasn't like, oh, good game, F champ.
Right.
Shake hands and be quiet about it. No, he was loud and he was like making jokes to himself as he was winning. He was just being a big old butthole about it. So I feel like there is a side to him that really takes it seriously sometimes. Not even just in tournament, but in long sets against people who he trains for.
Dude, after he beat F-Champ 2, I felt like F-Champ kind of disappeared.
Well, there haven't been that many events. I hear you.
Oh, man.
I think he may take it. I hope he takes it seriously. But
oh, no, I'm sure he takes it seriously because that's the way he always is. Yeah. I just don't think he would be as broken up if he lost. But, like, I don't know. I feel like there might be a little more pressure on Goichi.
Okay.
But that's not to say Goichi can't handle that pressure.
No, sure.
Because we've obviously seen what he can do. So
sure.
It's one of those things that I can't wait to see it, but at the same time, I'm scared because, like, either result, like, I'm just going to, like, you know what I mean?
I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking forward to the matchup because Goichi plays Vegeta, who Sonic Fox has been very vocal about thinking sucks. When Chris G beat Sonic Fox, and then Sonic Fox ended up beating Chris G, it was with Vegeta on Chris G's side. And the first like set, Chris G called Vegeta in like interesting times, and he like really made good use of it. And then in the second and third set, because there had to be a grand finals reset. Vegeta was not like a big factor. Nothing was really a big factor, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't feel that Sonic Fox's like competition is up to the level of Goichi, Gogura, etc. Yeah. So I'm very curious to see about, is Vegeta when used by somebody like that? Like Chris G obviously is super super strong. So I don't know, but. That's part of what I'm. Yeah, I know. I know. Right. That's part of what I would be concerned about if I'm Fox.
Yeah. Which that was that took place at Winter Brawl, right?
Winter Brawl.
Yeah, Winter Brawl. That was a Winter Brawl. which is no more now, is April Annihilation, which no one will ever be able to spell. So
horrible.
Everyone be like ANNIALATION.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Chris G is no Goichi. I think he's very close to Goichi, but I think that Chris G, he got super good at this game basically by himself, playing online and in training mode.
That's what he does. That's how Chris G does it all the time.
That's true, but then he, like, especially for games that he plays a lot, he does his training like in tournament, right? After playing a lot, like whereas he hasn't really had a chance to do that in Dragon Ball. By contrast, Goichi's playing all the time, and I mean, you can see streams of him. I was just watching a match where he was playing. Cyclops is streaming it, and they have a YouTube channel that they're putting it up on. And he called Shenron in the match.
He did.
Like his Vegeta was losing. He was down to his final character, and he like recognized that he was close to getting the last Dragon Ball. Like I feel like it's not that easy to in the moment think like, oh, I got to do the actual different combo length series or whatever get Shenron to have a chance of actually winning this. But like he did it.
It's funny too because one of the things that I've been doing to train a lot in Dragon Ball Fighters is, whenever I pick a new character, I just turn the computer on in training mode, give ourselves infinite health, put us to 0 supers or whatever. For one, the computer is spastic as hell.
Oh, really?
They just go crazy. They spend every bar they get, every second they get. It's the craziest thing. But while I was playing, obviously no one would die. But Shenron came out and I activated him. And I just looked at the options, and I didn't even know what they did. I had no idea what they did. Yeah. I was like, one of them was like, make me immortal. And I was like, that sounds kind of unfair. I don't even know what they do.
One of them is like, you get all your life back. Another one is like, your life regen is super fast.
One, you resurrect a dead guy, right?
Something like that, yeah. I think he picked full life back when Goichi was...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway... I'm super excited for that. And, of course, it will be the first big Dragon Ball...
2 sparkings, that's tournament. Right. One of them gives you 2 sparkings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
I think that's why it's an option in training mode to give yourself 2 sparkings.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Does it, like, power... Like, is the second sparking, like, extra strong? Can you do, like, sparking? And, like,
I don't know. Yeah, you probably can't activate a second one while the first one's going.
That's probably true. Yeah. But, yeah. Awesome to see how Dragon Ball turns out in the actual tournament itself. I feel like there's a real chance that whoever wins in that first attempt is not going to win the tournament because the other guy might win the tournament instead.
That's the way it always works.
Right?
So, you know what's going to happen? Goichi is going to win the first attempt. Then Sonic Fox will win the tournament.
Very possible.
And Grand Finals will be against Goichi. And because they played the first attempt, Sonic Fox had a chance to think about it. And then he beats Go. And then so it's going to be the whole KBR Filipino champ thing again where everyone's just going to be like, so who's better? Well, the first attempt and then the tournament. Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly. So,
but of course, it's not just going to be those players. It's basically like a who's who of everybody who plays like other games in North America, plus some really strong Japanese players.
Right. I mean, this is like one of the first times that they've all gathered like together because like East Coast, West Coast have been talking about who's the better Dragon Ball players, and they really haven't had a chance to mingle. We had Winter Brawl, but maybe Chris G went out there and he lost only to Sonic Fox. That doesn't say anything. But hell, Chris G doesn't really say anything because he's just one of the best and he's kind of coastless, right? He's still kind of considered East Coast. But then, there was the NorCal standoff and those guys are the NorCal dominated that one.
Right.
So are the NorCal guys traveling to this? Like, are we going to see like Dacid Bro and Mike Muscles and Apology Man and all those guys?
I know at least some of them are, but I don't know if all of them are. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not... I thought they were, but I can't find their names on here.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to see a lot of those guys. And, like, I think Tatsu said he is going to final round, so...
Tatsu also doesn't show up, so...
Okay. Well, then I don't know. Huh. Interesting. But yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. That's this weekend. Starts on Friday morning, and then there's, typical progression stuff. Okay. Finals on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I've been cracking out on this game. I've been playing this game a lot, and I've just been learning little things here and there. I think the game is super fun right now. I really, really enjoy the game. Finally have my team.
Oh, yeah?
Finally have my team.
Okay.
So I was always 10, trying to find somebody else, Android 21. And I just went through 4 different characters, but now my team is now officially Tien, Android 21, and Kid Buu.
Kid Buu, okay.
Kid Buu.
Okay, that's cool.
He fits my team really well. He creates a lot of really... I have a combo that starts on... if I have Android 21, Tien, and Kid Buu, if I have 6 bars, I don't even need sparking, and as long as I have Chaozu... I found a combo that starts with 2M with Android 21, and I will do 9942 damage.
Dang, okay.
So I almost kill you. So I'm trying to figure out how to get that last 60 health so I can do it. I'm sure if I just threw the sparking in there, I would get the kill at some point in time. But
how do you feel about your assists?
They work. So Android 21 works really well to extend Tien's combos, and Tien works really well to extend Android 21's combos, and then Kid Buu is the one that gives me the lockdown with the stupid little... So I didn't have a good lockdown assist, but then also I was never good at getting the person to be stuck to get locked down by it, and that's what I actually studied last night up until 4 in the morning. I was just sitting there testing it and then doing... And then I just I've even asked, do people want to see this kind of labbing? Because it's literally me doing opponent on random block, and then I just do the hit confirm. And I swear I just do the same hit confirm for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I'm just doing the same hit confirm over and over and over again. I just wonder, do people want to see that? Because, people have told me, they're I really want to see what, actual training, labbing is kind of look like and stuff.
See that.
But, God, that would just be boring. Because, I'm just literally doing the same thing over and over again. So it's all kind of crazy.
Well, I could see that being interesting, at least as an idea.
Right.
I think Kid Buu is really strong.
Yeah, he's super good. So.
Yeah, I feel like he covers things. He does things that few other characters do, which is really strong in this game because I feel like a lot of characters do the same things in slightly different ways, but they basically do the same things. And the ones that are the most stand out are 16 who gets to do different things. Kid Buu gets to do different things. Teen Gohan gets to pressure in a little bit different way. I feel like those are the standouts.
And then Cell gets to do everything.
Yeah, he does everything. Yeah.
He does everything.
He does it all super well.
I'm always fighting Cell. I'm finally got him off of me. Now what to do? And then full screen command grab. I'm why does he have a full screen command grab? Oh, that character drives me nuts. Cell is definitely...
He's a good one.
Yeah. Frustrating character to fight, so...
Yeah. Well...
That's actually
we'll
funny.
Be there.
Half the time I put late night Twitch on to block out neighbors so I can sleep. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I'll just do that someday. Just throw it out there. So okay.
All right. Well, that's probably enough for final round preview. New Smash.
This caught a lot of people by surprise. Did you see the reaction video that someone put out? Which was actually pretty hilarious. So nobody really had any idea this was coming, right?
I mean, there have been rumors.
Right.
I don't know if they're rumors so much as wish lists, I don't know if anybody actually knew. But certainly awesome. And in the direct, I really like the way that they did it.
Yeah. Here's one last video.
Yeah, one last video, which as soon as they say one last video, it's going to be something cool.
Right.
They're not going to go out on something crappy. But the way that they did it with having the little
Inklings
and
fighting each other. Yeah.
All of a sudden, they see the big flaming ball smash.
With the fire Link and the fire Mario. Yeah. It was funny, too, because, it just looked like it was just going to be a Splatoon thing. We're going to have this cool esports Splatoon announcement or something like that, and then all of a sudden... But it was funny because someone mentioned it was and some of the previous reveals, the Animal Crossing guy gets a nice little letter in the mail, and you're invited to Smash, and for the Inklings, it's welcome to hell.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a different tone, but it was cool. Yeah. Definitely looked cool. Nobody knows if it's a new game or not, but it seems like indications are that it may be a new game because it uses slightly different script, different logo.
The logo was slightly different.
A little bit different. There was a release where they kind of imply that it's a new game.
Yeah, and when you looked at the credits, I think Bandai Namco was missing from there because remember they worked on the last one.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did work on the last one.
Yeah, so it's gonna. I'm assuming it's gonna be a new game.
And also, Link looks like he's Breath of the Wild Link.
Right.
Mario looks like he's new Mario.
Which means he should be breaking his weapons Link should just be like, forward smash, forward... Well, let me go find another weapon.
That'd be really funny. That would be awesome.
Although, Mario having his hat as a way to help him get back on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
I mean,
man.
come on. Like,
he
that's
would have
like
to have the best movement in the game.
Down B, like, it's got to be him throwing the hat, and then he can, like, dive at it now. Like, he could, like, his forward smash in the air will be him doing a dive, and he'll dive and bounce off the hat or something.
That'd be so sick.
Dude, right? Like, that would...
I really hope they do make him more like that.
Odyssey style.
Yeah, more like Odyssey Mario. That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I love how that game controls. So if they make him like old Mario, not that Mario's like boring. Like I played Dr. Mario in Melee. I thought he was fun, but I would love to see him be more mobile. Like in Odyssey.
Be Hat Mario would be super
cool.
Super cool. It was super cool.
He has like Shang Tsung abilities. What about that? You put your hat on somebody.
Oh dang! Yeah, that's right. You could actually use that.
Kirby-ish.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Well, let me ask you this question though. Because I have a really interesting answer on this, but what kind of guest characters would you like to see in this game?
Part of me, like the lawyer in me, wants to see none.
Damn it!
But the gamer in me wants to see certainly some.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know why Nintendo doesn't support Smash in the kind of competitive way that they have clearly been trying with ARMS, at least a little bit with Splatoon 2. I don't know why, but one potential reason is that they don't have the rights to publicly perform the characters. And, of course, they can get the rights to publicly perform the characters, but that is a long negotiation, and it's not going to last forever anyway. Like, think back to what happened with Marvel 3 when Capcom no longer had the license to sell. Like, it runs out of time at some point. So, if you completely own all of the characters, then none of that's an issue. So I would like to see it for that reason.
Yeah,
but I recognize that would be a big bummer because you wouldn't get Pokemon and Pac-Man and other stuff. Like I certainly get why that would be a bummer. So
yeah, because that's kind of where I was standing too. Because also it's just like every time you want to keep it going, you got to relicense for music, you got to relicense for the characters and all these things like that. Although maybe one of the reasons why they couldn't support Smash 4 is because there just wasn't an esports clause on the contract.
Very possible.
And so this time maybe they could manage to do that. Like, look, we have a right to have this be in part of these tournament environment and these kind of presentations, right? Because, you know, there's always that concern like, oh, how are you going to present our character in these esports environments? Especially like, what if Sonic sucks, right? And like Sega would be like mad that Sonic is no good kind of thing, you know.
It's a possibility.
So
that's the lawyer in me, and I don't like having to think about rights like that. I just think that it sucks. You know, I basically hate law, right?
Yeah.
All these laws I think are stupid even though I work in them. In fact, that's a big part of why I do work in them, because I want to specifically try to get around them in a lot of ways. It's the very closely linked reason. But yeah, I mean, it is a concern, and I don't want to be like too esports about it either. So I don't want to give up fun for like the esports potential. I just want the Smash players and Smash scene to like get supported. That's all. I want them to do well.
Hey, I mean, look, last time for Smash 4, I kept pushing for Simon Belmont. I wanted Simon Belmont so badly. And, dude, like, it's just perfect, right? Like, because towards B would be the dagger, up B would be the axe, down B would be the, neutral B would be the holy water, down B would be the boomerang, right? Then you're like, oh, how does he get back? He would use his whip to whip things. But then I was even thinking, like, you should be able to throw the boomerang, and if you whip it, it turns into one of those things you could whip and swing on.
That'd be cool.
So, like, you throw the boomerang, you bounce up a little bit, and then you can whip it and swing back. I don't think it'd be, like, some cool ideas.
That would definitely be a cool thing to see, for sure. But are there any characters specifically that you want to see other than Simon?
Nothing. Like, it's so new that I haven't really thought about it. It's going to be cool that they're going to throw the Inklings in there. I think that'll be super cool to have them in there, see what kind of thing. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it. Like, are they going to let you paint the floor? You're going to be able to see the floor paint so you could actually squid through the floor? You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Right? Like, if they actually painted the floor so they could actually travel faster and stuff like that.
That would be super cool. Super cool.
I'm just wondering if they would actually do something like that.
And, like, do you get to equip your weapon you get to pick? Or are there different Inklings? Is there like the roller Inkling versus like the bucket or whatever? Or they're just one Inkling who has like a bucket and a roller and a gun?
It's interesting. You're right, huh? I mean, maybe it's the different Bs, right?
Right.
Maybe you do up B. Oh, what would it be if they up B like didn't make you do a move but just made you change weapons?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the B button was just like the weapon equip, and then you can actually...
Sure. Or you can just like change which one you have up front, like Olimar, right?
Oh, yeah. See, this is what happens when a new Smash comes out. This is what happens. It's like you start thinking about this and you start trying to come up with these cool ideas and you get excited.
I'm sure there will be an ARMS character in there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think Twin Tail is a pretty good bet. Seems like a popular one.
I mean, honestly, Smash 4 had Pac-Man, Mario, Sonic, Link... all in one game, and I just thought that was the most ridiculous thing already. So it would be really funny if they got an X-Men into the game, right? I mean, that would be hilarious.
That would be super cool. It really would be cool.
Right. I mean, a lot of people have been joking about putting Goku in the game as well, like as Ryu's in the game, right? So, I mean, Ryu was already one of the coolest things ever, right?
Yeah, they did a really good job with him, too.
Yeah, they should just put in Akuma. Demon flip to get back onto the stage. Man.
Wow. We'll see. We don't know that much about it yet, of course. We only know a couple of characters. There was that silhouette with all the characters and you can see like Pikachu's clearly in there.
Oh, okay. Right.
Probably Donkey Kong's hair.
I haven't actually
probably
looked at
Ness's cap.
Yeah, I haven't looked at a lot of the fan interpretations of those silhouettes.
I just feel like some of them are obvious. Like nothing else looks like Pikachu's ears.
Right. Yeah,
like Ness's cap, you can pretty clearly see.
Right. Okay.
There's some that you can definitely make out, but there's others that I think are a little bit tougher. I'm sure it's not. Well, you never know. Maybe Jimmy Neutron. I don't know.
I mean, how weird could they get? Like, because obviously, well, here's the thing. Smash Brothers could definitely grab people like Goku and stuff like that, but I feel like Smash has always been kind of a celebration more of video games. So I doubt that they'll try to do that. Like, it'd be interesting to throw in a Marvel character or something like that, but, you know, video game history, I think, is a little more important.
I think
than
so,
that.
too.
So,
yeah. And maybe Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, see, I think Crash Bandicoot would actually be kind of cool to put there.
The games are coming to the Switch.
Right. But the question, of course... Oh, that's right, they are coming to the Switch. The question that I have, though, is, like, obviously there were those characters that were in PlayStation All-Stars, like Nathan Drake and stuff like that. Like, would they... Like, would Sony just be like, we give up here,
not.
You know, like, you want to do a
know.
Nathan Drake or something like that. So
that would be very funny.
Dark Souls would be pretty freaking funny. Although, I just don't know how you would ever get back onto the stage because he would just fall like a rock.
That would be really funny. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully
please don't put Dante in there.
Too.
We don't need more Dante in that game.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man. I'm trying to think who...
I feel like there are some pretty safe bets, like having Samus back.
Yeah, the core characters are going to be there. The core characters are going to be there. Yeah, for sure. So,
I'm sure Kirby will be there. You know, there's going to be like those main characters.
Right, of course. So, okay, cool. Well, did I just accidentally unhighlight this? I have no idea what just happened.
You want an Advance Wars character? I'd love to have a new Advance Wars, but I feel like I don't know any of the characters, and I played the games a lot. Do you know the actual characters?
D1 was asked who he wanted in there, and he named one of the Wave Race 64 drivers.
They have names?
Apparently, yeah. The Wave Race, you could pick different characters in Wave Race 64.
Could you?
Like that, I guess. I don't know.
Wow, I don't remember.
It's like someone named like Roma or something. I don't know, or something.
There were characters in that game?
I guess.
I played that so long ago. I played a lot of that game. I played that a lot. But I do not recall.
Yeah, I mean, even just from not guest characters, like what kind of Nintendo character would I want to have show up? Like if I wanted a Nintendo character who wasn't in there, like who would I want?
They have a pretty good list already.
Yeah, they've already got a ton of people in there. Dude, and the Dark Souls, you see they're coming out with the Praise the Sun amiibo guy, dude.
I don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know that just because everybody who plays Dark Souls is obsessed with that guy. Praise the Sun.
Is that a guy?
Yeah, he's just like one of the NPC good guy characters that you run into. Like I see Joe talk about him all the time, and like all those guys. Captain Toad. What the hell is Captain Toad gonna do?
I feel like that makes sense though.
He's just gonna run around and die.
Right. He has like no physical talent at all. Right. That's even like the gameplay of Captain Toad.
Right.
He can't do anything except for walk, so we'll figure it out.
Right.
They're really fun games, but really fun levels. But that would make sense because he is. That's kind of a newer thing.
Yeah, but dude, I don't even know how they would actually do that. So. Captain Toad. Yeah, he'll be an assist. You know what Captain Toad will be as the assist? He'll come in there, Captain Toad will show up and start walking around, and the whole stage will just start rotating.
Do you mean as an item?
Yeah, as an item, as a capsule item. Like, he's just going to run around, and then all of a sudden the stage is just going to start rotating.
That would be cool.
And your controls get all messed up, and you have to run around and be like, what the hell? You know, it would just rotate randomly again.
That would be pretty cool.
Ridley for Smash. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You want to take a break real quick, and then
sure.
I can
you can look
pop
up some
out
stuff.
the rest of the stuff. Yeah. And then once we come back, we'll close it out with all the crazy news, because there's actually a lot of good news, lots of interesting news coming up for the FGC. So we've been gone for 2 weeks. So.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Be right back, guys.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Let's talk about some news, including some results that we didn't get to before. This is the NorCal Fight Club, and I was very impressed with the production and how much they put into it. They did a super, super good job.
Yeah, especially, too, because, we were talking to, LPN and Rose at SenCal Standoff, two of the people who are largely responsible for the event, Crack Fiend and everything, and it literally is just like these guys are like, we need to do something good for NorCal, so they just got together and did this whole entire thing, and great job to them. Always just another great example of community coming together. Obviously NorCal has a lot more players than other areas, so it's a little bit easier, but still a great example of what happens when people just like, okay, let's put on a good show.
Yeah,
and they did.
And finals were Friday night, I think, if I recall correctly.
Oh, were they? Okay.
I think so. It was definitely like a weekend night.
Okay.
And so what was cool was that it wasn't just people watching on streams. They were in, I don't remember the name of the spot. Please let me know, because I feel like I should remember that. But there were definitely people just milling about.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Other people playing their own games, clearly, and people were just hanging out. Like, there were a lot of people you could see in the background when they were showing the players and the commentators. There were a lot of people there. So, very, very cool to see.
Oh, it was at the Foundry.
Makes sense.
Was at the Foundry. Okay.
Makes sense.
So, or no, now some people are saying it's the AFK GG Gamer Lounge.
Is that is that the same physical space?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
I have no idea. Okay.
Yeah, but
it was definitely streamed on AFK GG Lounge.
Oh, okay. Not Mackay Cup. No, this is the NorCal Fight Club.
Yeah. So there was a group stage, round robin, over a few different days, where they sort of had to battle through their different groups. That was really cool. I mean, everybody got to play a lot. So if the goal was to level up and learn stuff, I'm sure that happened, because they all played against each other a lot.
What was cool to see, though, was when we were watching SenCal Standoff, Mikey went up against Alex Myers, got beat up, and then Alex Myers got beat up by Abigail and stuff, and a lot of that turned around here in NorCal Fight Club, because XSK Samurai, Mikey, actually took the whole entire thing.
So results.
Oh, yeah, okay.
7th places were Kelvin. So it was that group stage, and then there was the final top 8. 7th places were Kelvin, Gian with Fang and Armika, then LPN with Bison and Abigail. 5th places were Pavocado Mika and Ultima Rashid.
Nice.
4th place, Echo Fox Julio, Ken. 3rd place, CYG Snake Eyes, Abigail. 2nd place, Tempo Alex Myers, Cami, and Sakura. And winner was XSK Samurai, Akuma.
Right. So remember when we watched that match, he wanted to play Alex Myers as fast as possible because he was salty about losing the previous one. He went up there, he just got bodied.
Right.
So here he was actually able to beat Alex Myers. So good stuff to him. And I also saw Alex Myers, using Sakura still, beating up on. He defeated Snake Eyes' Abigail.
Well, so he ripped him up 3-0.
Yeah, so definitely getting a lot more familiar and comfortable with that matchup, it seems like. So
yeah, I think so. And that's a weird character to train up against if you're Snake Eyes because so few people play her.
It's true.
And everything that she does looks exactly like everything else she does. You can't tell what she's doing at all. Yeah. I mean, really. Like, if you look at her dash animation versus just her regular walking animation, forward walking animation, honestly, it's like one of those hidden pictures things where you have to try to find out, like, what are the differences in the different pictures. Like there's like a
there's like five of them.
Spoon on the ceiling here, and
there's 5 of them, and one of them has an extra line for the stripes or something like that. Yeah,
it's crazy how badly they did. Honestly,
I can't, dude. It's so hard to watch that character.
Horrible looking.
It is
just honestly
really hard to watch that character. Honestly,
I don't even know that it's just stiffness. Stiffness is certainly part of it, but another part of it is that she doesn't even seem to be there. She's just like ephemerally floating through.
Right. And her poses aren't right. Like someone showed the difference between her crouching medium kick from Alpha games and the crouching medium kick here. She's just like leaning on like she's kneeling on the floor, and she's like not even like trying to, but the other one she's like really limber and she's like really far down.
It's the difference between third strike donkey kick and SF5 danky kick, right?
Yeah.
It's clearly the same problem.
Exactly.
So, anyway, that's a big ol' aside. Good job to Alex Myers, for sure, for beating Snake Eyes, but then he was disappointed to get second place. Samurai had to get back through from loser's side. So he beat Alex 3-2, then 3-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
especially after Alex Myers bopped him, too, at Sencal.
There you go.
Yeah, but good job to Mikey or to XSK Samurai for making that adjustment and coming back and playing strong. I mean, we've always considered him one of the strongest players in California. He's always been super consistent, super solid. So good to see him do well there. So
very cool. But yeah, even on top of the matches, which were definitely very good, just awesome to see that they did have this idea of let's just build our thing because it's not happening otherwise, and give the players a place to train up. Not just the players. Commentators are training up there.
Right.
It was an avenue for people to come and see it, like the spectators, and it was also an avenue for them to come and train up themselves in little casual stations and matches. So I think that all is really, really well done. So nice job to everybody.
Yep. Okay, so there was that. Well, there's a lot of news going on in the FGC. A lot of big news actually that's been happening. I don't have them organized here. We'll just go through them in the order that I have them listed. The first one is probably one of the biggest ones, which is the Red Bull Conquest was announced. And this is the multi-city, I think it's like 16 cities that they're going to go through.
We haven't talked about this yet.
Yeah, we have not talked about this at all. Yeah, because we didn't get a chance to last week. But they've announced it, so it's like 16 cities. So instead of the Proving Grounds, what they did last year, which was, one city gets like 4 events and they build up points and stuff like that. No, they're actually going to throw a bunch of like mini majors at all these different areas, and only the locals are. I don't know if they're going to restrict it to only locals. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do that, but it's for each area, and they have a lot of really cool cities for this. And it's designed to promote all the different little local guys.
Right.
So, like, for example, we've got Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York City, Orlando, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Seattle, San Francisco, online web, and then WOC is the championship in DC that's taking place. So they're doing all this, but the coolest part about this is it's not just Street Fighter V.
Right.
They announced that this time it's going to be Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, and Guilty Gear.
Right. Nice work, buddy.
Yeah, good Guilty Gear.
Nice job over there.
Wish I could say more. Anyways, but yeah, no, they're doing Guilty Gear, and I think that's really exciting. And I think that's going to be, hopefully, the Guilty Gear scene better step up for this. Otherwise, I will be very angry.
Definitely.
But they just got a new patch, and everything. So But I think that this is really exciting, and basically the way they're going to do it is try to find out which city has the strongest players. In fact, like the championships isn't just, hey, we're doing this each individual game, but like your team has to like win all 3 games, and then they send the 3 best players out from that game, and then they fight against the 3 best players of the other team, and like they try to score points against each other, kind of things like that. So there's this like concerted like multi-game, your region pride effort going
General
on
strength.
here. Yeah, and I think
Super
that's
cool.
super cool idea. So
yeah, that really is great. Hey, Red Bull's been doing a great job over the last couple of years of having grassroots focused events and series of events. I'm really happy to see that they're continuing it.
Yeah.
But as you said, I think the most significant thing is that it's not just Street Fighter.
Right.
I do think that is the most important part of it, to have other games represented as the whole FGC. And those are 3 great games to pick.
Yeah,
Very different from each one of them, and all popular.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are sitting there talking about, Dragon Ball probably should have been in there. The game just came out. I'm sure Red Bull's got plenty of plans for Dragon Ball.
So.
I hope so. I hope so in any case.
For sure.
But yeah, I just think I'm really happy about this. I've always been happy about things that Red Bull does. They've always done a good job with a lot of their events, doing a good job promoting. I mean, even someone like the Cool Kid, I feel like really got his highlight and kind of got his... I mean, he's always been super good. He's always been significant. But, have like him and, his wife, Joy, getting that kind of publicity, at the battle, at the Proving Ground finals and stuff like that. It matters. So, yeah, exactly. So, I even got to meet a lot of those other players like BXA Squall, who like I talk to every time I see him at an event now and everything. So it's a lot of cool opportunities for people. So I think this is going to be really cool. But man, 16 cities, I think that's really kind of exciting.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Very, very good news.
So that's going to be happening, and again, that's going to be happening all year round, culminating in a Washington D.C. finals. So shout outs to Red Bull there.
Very good.
Also, not to be outdone in the tournament section here, but Bandai Namco officially announced the Tekken World Tour.
Right.
So they officially announced that. The finals are going to be in Amsterdam.
Right.
So it was Japan, America, and now it's in Amsterdam.
Awesome.
It's very interesting.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. I'm super happy that they're doing this. I think it's a great idea. But again, that's starting in final round. And, we just talked about that already. So, but, a lot of people were like, oh, when are we going to get the Tekken World Tour? Like when all these, like Capcom Pro Tours announced, they're like, oh, where's the Tekken? Well, just wait, and here it is, Tekken World Tour.
I do wish that they would announce those things earlier, both of them, so people can plan a little bit better.
Yeah.
The final round was just a couple of weeks after they announced the tour.
It's true. It's true.
I really want that to be stepped up a little bit, but I know that there are some constraints in what they can do, so I'm glad that it's happening in any case. And very, very cool that there's going to be the finals in Europe after they were already in Asia and North America.
Right. So good job to them.
World Tour indeed.
Spreading the love a little bit, so... But they're doing kind of a similar thing here where, let's see, tournament categories. There's like the master tournaments, and then there's the challenger tournaments, basically. Same thing as the premier and ranking events as well. So there you go.
Okay. From what I've read, Amsterdam has been taking steps to get rid of that reputation as stoner country. I mean, what I read is that stuff was never actually legal. It was just unenforced, but that they have taken steps to stop allowing it as much, especially with respect to foreigners.
Damn.
It's just what I read, and that was probably a couple of years ago, so I don't know. But,
oh, that's funny.
I mean, meanwhile, in parts of the U.S., you can just have weed. You can just do it now.
Yeah,
It's like,
including
all right.
here in California now.
Yeah,
so.
not in public yet, but,
Right. Well, a lot of interesting players/esports teams announcements. I got 3 of them right in a row right over here. So Splice is no more.
Right.
F-Champ and Ryan LV are now free agents.
Yeah,
so
that's...
Splice they put out an announcement. They said they just gave up, and like they tried their best to do this kind of thing, and it didn't really work out for them, and so there's no more of that. So now F-Champ and Ryan LV are free agents, as well as Punk has departed Panda Global.
Right.
So he's no longer there. The Kill Sage parts way with Team Critical Reaction.
Oh.
So, very interesting situation here. Because, well, I was about to say, because there's a lot of interesting free agents out there right now.
Sure.
And AJ, Cool Gray AJ, like, had some weird tweet. He's like, I'm going to be at final round. You guys are...
He's not the Echo Fox manager anymore.
Right. But...
Okay, all right, you got some info, I guess.
No, I have no info. I'm like a lot of, like, somebody else even tweeted, like, you know what, AJ's not fooling anyone. He's got, like, some new team announcement or something like that. Maybe he's creating a new army or something like, because NknuckleDu is a free agent right now.
Right.
NknuckleDu, Punk, the Kill Sage, all these guys are free agents right now, and it's just like, I don't know. It seems like
I hope they land in a good spot.
Maybe they'll announce a super team in final round or something like that. You know.
Well, look, I feel like it can't be much of a surprise for Ryan. Well, they're both Ryan. F Champ and Ryan. Because Marvel just isn't getting that bump.
Right.
It is getting entrance. I mean, it's fourth at final round. A big ways off, obviously, from top three, but still is number 4, and it's been consistently at like 4th and 3rd, right? So it's not getting nothing, but it's not like if you were an esports team and you're like, which game should I pump my team in? It's probably not Marvel.
But the worst thing about it, though, the most painful thing about it, and this is honestly where I feel the most bad for Filipino Champ, he was top 8 in Street Fighter V at EVO last year.
You are absolutely right.
He was top 8 at EVO last year, right?
We all think about him as being a Marvel player, but you're right. You're totally right.
Like, he's obviously super good enough to be great in whatever game you put him in. So it's actually kind of a shame that a lot of people don't remember that. And a lot of it was, to his credit, he was mad about that. Remember, the stream messed up at EVO on his last match, so his last match didn't get streamed properly.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because I was like doing commentary and like something died and we couldn't do it, so he had to play it off stream. And so him getting into top 8 where he didn't get his pop off moment and stuff like that. And
bummer.
There was kind of a little problem with that. So yeah. Oh yeah, we should probably also mention that Team Liquid signed a bunch of players, including Nemo and Takeuchi, right? So that's really cool.
Definitely.
They were like, we missed the fighting game community, so they assigned those guys. I think they grabbed a couple of Smash players as well. Let's see, do I have it here? I don't have anything over here on it. So, but yeah, Takeuchi and Nemo are now
two
back
good players.
there. And the only thing that makes me sad is the announcement pick put Nemo in a Team Liquid jersey, and I was like, no.
You want like the cool suit.
Dude, Nemo just looks, I mean, he's always been like super fashionable, right? And so like...
You want like some cool, specifically Nemo thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you.
Exactly. So, they got Salem. They got Salem as well from the Smash community. That's right. That's
a good one.
So, lots of interesting signings. Obviously, it's going to happen at the beginning of the year and stuff. I even saw like Don Yohosi got picked up by a small team as well as a Dragon Ball player and such. And there's a lot of great Dragon Ball players out there right now. Like, I mean, you might want to look at guys like Acid Bro and Mike Muscles Murphy up in NorCal, and Tatsu down here in SoCal. There's a lot of really strong Dragon Ball players, and you know, it's a shame that so far there's no Dragon Ball League announced this year, and I kind of remember them saying that there wasn't going to be a league announced this year.
I've certainly heard rumors of that.
It's still going to be like one of the premier games at every event, so
100%.
it's a great place to go and grab a bunch of people. So, and yes, I got picked up by Beast TV.
Wow.
You know, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Is that actually from Beast?
Yeah. This is actually the Daigo. This is the official Daigo shirt. So.
Well, I got picked up by Broken Tier.
Yeah, there you go.
Also not true.
Okay. Hey, well, shout out to Katana Prime. Okay. There was that really interesting interview recently that Mori had talking about like the GGPO stuff and everything and the net code, and you know, and I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I don't want to like, but it caused like a little drama. I had some people ask me in my stream about it. Apparently he was like, you know, he even said like, everyone keeps talking about this GGPO. Fine, we'll look into it, or you know,
it was the text thing, right?
I don't remember. I
remember seeing text linked on Twitter, and I didn't listen to anything.
Okay.
But yeah, I do remember talking about that and how they were like satisfied with the net code, but that they would keep looking into it or whatever.
Because the problem is that their net code, it's just, as long as you test it only in Japan, it's always going to be great because Japan...
There it is.
Yeah, it's so good. And yeah, GGPO is absolutely still a thing, right? So have a good night, BrolyLegs. But GGPO is, like, I know they're using it in them's fighting herds right now, and it is in Skullgirls, which probably still has some of the best net play, especially because you had GGPO combined with Mike Z, who knew how to use it, properly. In fact, every time he sees all the stuff that happens in Street Fighter V, he's always like, I know exactly what's causing that because I worked with it. So he's like, I could fix it for you guys. So
yeah. Okay.
But they did say, Square Enix did say that they're going to reveal a new Dissidia character. So this was on SRK a few weeks ago. They said they're going to reveal a new character on March 13th, which is today. And I didn't see anything about a new reveal for any characters. So if anybody in the chat has any word on that, if there was an announcement and I just missed it today. So because I was streaming earlier today and then, they just revealed it. Ghost Chimera, who did they reveal? Vayne. Vayne, that's an interesting one. He's a Final Fantasy 12 bad guy. So that's an interesting one. Huh.
You don't like it?
Is he really that, like, popular?
Like
I don't know. Like, there's got to be, like, more characters that, like, people are more excited about.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So Vayne was introduced today. So apparently a new ARMS patch came out as well, with some bug fixes, adding new characters. Oh, this is a cool event. This is a cool event news.
Okay.
Jabali just announced that at CEO, not only is CEO going to be there, but they're doing a cross-promotional events with NJPW, the Japan Pro Wrestling League. The New Japan Pro Wrestling League, I think is what it is. But that is pretty crazy. This is the league that Kenny Omega wrestles in, and all those other wrestlers in Japan.
I don't know either. It's okay.
Like, I think it's Ota, I think is one of his name, and I don't know if Shinsuke, did he jump over to WWE yet?
I wish you wouldn't have phrased that as a question, because I can't help you. I can't help you, buddy.
But I
think that's super exciting.
Super cool.
It's super cool for a lot of people.
Yes.
I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but that's cool, and for a lot of people it is, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And very, very cool for Kenny to have successfulully melded the two.
Yeah.
And for Jabali as well. I mean, they both...
It's been that way for years, CEO, right? It's always been this wrestling
always
video
had
game.
that, I mean, for Alex, it's always been a thing, for sure. For sure. So, yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah, very excited for that. But I mean, that's a big thing. I think that's actually pretty huge for CEO.
It's awesome. It's going to be in their new big venue,
Daytona Arena.
Yeah, the arena.
Exactly. So
probably get people coming there who are not interested in video games, right? Or maybe don't know that they're interested yet.
Right. And that's the kind of one of the reasons why I'm excited about it, because honestly, wrestling and video games has this big old crossover. Right. To the point where there's always these video game memes in the audience with the signs and stuff. Or should I call it a cheerful?
Woo, I haven't heard that word in a while.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, but they always have like, I don't want to use that word at all. But like, they've had the like, there's always these video game memes back there and everything like that. Yeah. And obviously, guys like Jabali and Logan have been invited to these events. They've always been like had good seats and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's really exciting for them.
Awesome. Really I think that's very, very cool news.
Yeah. Guilty Gear has the new patch out. I have not had a chance to mess with it, but I heard that for some reason they keep making Johnny better, and I don't understand that. He's already super good. Like, I keep expecting him to just keep getting nerfed in each version because that's just Johnny's history from the XX series, but he's like always still good. So we'll see what happens. I haven't had a chance to like look through it, go through the details. Honestly, I've been cracking out on Dragon Ball all day. I haven't had a chance to touch Tekken much. I haven't even had a chance to do a lot of Uniel stuff, but I'm definitely going to pick up some Uniel. So Choi Sauce has been going around getting a bunch of information, beginner information. And you know how we did the series for Guilty Gear, so we're going to do that again this coming Monday.
Oh, super
basically basically fly home from final round, nap for about 5 hours, and then go and do this thing with Chosa.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
Because we were supposed to do it like yesterday and the week before, but I was like, I don't have time. I'm busy. I'm gone in NorCal all of a sudden and stuff like that. So we're going to try to do that next week.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So finally going to do some UNIL stuff. So I'm excited by that.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Wynn, Shinjaen is actually really heavily involved in the Red Bull Conquest series as well.
Sick.
So it's very cool. So there's going to be a good person behind that to make sure that it's run well.
Sure.
Apparently Luffy was picked up by Ares Esports.
Okay.
So he got signed to a new contract as well.
Good.
So, and then there's this interesting thing. So there's this last hit movie show thing. I haven't explored it enough yet.
Yeah.
But it's apparently something. Justin Wong is going to be in it. Kayane is going to be in it. Z is going to be in it. And it's like a. I don't know if it's serious because I think the guy who stars in it is a comedian or something like that.
Okay.
So,
are they starring in it though? Are they? Because the headline makes it seem to me like they're like the headline, like they're acting.
Dude, I already have a character in UNIL. I play Nanase, dude. I tried Yuzu for a while, but Yuzuriha was a little odd for me.
Funky.
She's kind of funky. But yeah. So it says, Echo Fox Justin Wong is set to star in a feature comedy film, so it is a comedy, that places Street Fighter V at the centerpiece. Titled Last Hit, the movie involves a UFC competitor, Elias Theodoro, as well as FGC personalities Kayane, Luffy, and Z. Now, the plot centers around Theodoro's character, Dennis Bergeron, an MMA fighter who competes in his discipline until a tragic accident befalls him. He turns to esports and begins playing Street Fighter V. He finds a new love and new friends in the FGC, but also encounters a rival, Chris Ballard, possibly played by Justin Wong. Ballard, that's question mark, that's speculation right there. Ballard is described as a personification of Gamergate and humiliates the ex-FGC fighter who then must train for a chance to redeem himself at a showdown later in the movie.
Well, I don't... First of all, Justin Wong as Chris Ballard.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm not sure about that. But also, I hope he's gonna... That's the Gamergate guy?
I don't...
No, that's what they described him as.
Right,
Personification of Gamergate, so... okay, all right. That's the villain.
Gamergate's kind of old now,
right?
Old news at this point in time, but okay.
Well, it's all very confusing to me. But I hope it goes well. Good luck to everybody.
Okay. Big news. First DLC character trailer for Dragon Ball FighterZ is out.
The big man.
That is Broly. I did not know he was that large.
He's a big fella, it turns out.
Because, I watched the trailer and I was like, whoa. He's actually like that Potemkin Tager kind of size where he's just ridiculously larger than everybody else.
He's huge.
What do you think of the character?
Well, it seems like his light series has a grab in it.
Yeah, he dunks
Good.
you. Yeah.
It seems
Actually, he kicks you up in the air. He
grabs
grabs you and then he punts you up into the sky. Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
It looks like he has a command grab on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he has an air capture that goes into maybe hard knockdown
mm-hmm.
in the air. So that's all good for me. I'm definitely going to keep playing 16. I think I'll keep playing Hit because I think he's really fun. Goku Black, I could give or take. I don't care about him at all. But he's just good and useful to my team. So if I can figure out a way to make Broly fit in that spot, I totally would. I'm not sure that will work, though, because I guess he doesn't have beams. That's what people...
speculation.
People got back to me when I said on Twitter that I hope he has a beam assist, because I want him to be that role.
Oh, okay. But what, through canon he doesn't have beams?
He does, yeah, exactly. He wouldn't throw a beam. People got back to me on Twitter why would he have a beam?
Yeah, David.
I don't know.
God, why would you think that Broly would have beams?
Doesn't actually every character have a beam? I don't know.
Yeah, You think he would be tossing around Kamehamehas all over the place? I mean, come on, David. God.
I kind of did.
Just because he has the gold spiky hair that everybody else who throws beams has doesn't... Yeah, I know, right? Oh, man.
So, anyway, I guess he doesn't have a beam. But if he has some useful neutral assist or whatever, I could see picking him up. I'm excited for him though.
Yeah. No, I'm more excited just to see how Dragon Ball DLC affects the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because we haven't had any yet and everything. And so, the game is still new. We're all still trying to figure out this game and like I hate using that word, but the meta behind the strategy and all this stuff like that. Because it's still a clash of very different styles from everybody playing this game. We all haven't, we're all heading towards that same location at the top where this is high level Dragon Ball game. But we're all down here right now. Sure. We're still trying to figure out exactly where it's going, right? And to have a DLC character come out here, can a DLC character come in and blow that up a little bit, if depending on how they play? Because I also read another thing. I think High Fight tweeted out that some of the original conversations sound like that he's just going to have armor moves everywhere. Right? So if he ends up being Nemesis or something like that, I know I'll hate him right away, and you'll be right in there with him, and we'll just be playing MVCI all over again.
If that happens, there's a real chance that I would drop Hit for Broly, but I really like Hit. He's so unique.
Dude, we need to play some. Dude, Hit blows me up. I have no idea what that character's doing.
I'll give you a secret. I don't know what I'm doing a lot of the time as Hit. I'm just like dashing around. I'm just like, not right now is when I'll dash around. I don't know. Why not? Here I go.
Okay, fair enough.
Seems to work pretty well, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
But the character looks cool. Looks cool. Dude, the Brook adapters, they are crazy madmen.
Okay.
Dude, they just came out with a new adapter that adapts the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 controllers to the Dreamcast. So if you have your newfangled joysticks and you want to go back and play Marvel 2 on the Dreamcast, you can do that now with your TE sticks.
Dang.
I think that's pretty sick.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool. I saw Maximilian tweet about it, and I think that's where I got the term madmen from, because I think that's actually what he said. They're madmen! So I think that just stuck in my head. But yeah, there's an announcement here on Shoryuken as well.
That's super cool.
That happened. So that's cool. Go back, play some CVS2 with our TE sticks, dude.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That really does. And I think one of the things I like about that the most is that that's not a big market. You're not going to sell a lot of PlayStation to DC
but they did it.
Converters, but yeah, that's awesome.
They did it, and to me, that's super cool that they were like, all right, we'll do it. Right. We'll do it. So that's super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. We already talked about Sonic Fox and Goichi. So Evo announced its current registration numbers.
This is something I want to talk about.
Oh, this is what you...
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I haven't seen it yet, but here we go.
That is.
There's no numbers, but currently, right now, 8th place is Injustice 2.
Not surprised.
7th place is Guilty Gear Rev 2.
Well, maybe I'm surprised.
Right.
That Injustice
6th place is Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Yeah.
That one I'm surprised by.
Yeah, agreed.
5th place is Smash Brothers for Wii U. 4th place is Melee. And then, of course, the top 3, but what's the order? 3rd place, Tekken 7. 2nd place, Street Fighter V AE. And 1st place, Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Nice work.
No surprise. No surprise for those top 3 for me. That's pretty much what I've expected.
Yeah, we talked about this before. I wasn't sure if I thought that DBZ was really going to overtake Street Fighter, but I thought certainly a big chance.
Yeah.
Certainly a good chance. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. Last year, do you recall offhand if Tekken had more than Smash? I don't think it did.
I don't think it did.
So that's a significant bump for
actually,
Tekken.
You're right. The fact that neither of the Smash games are in the top 3.
Yeah, because last time the top 3 was, I think, Street Fighter, then Smash 4, then Melee.
Right, you're right.
So it kind of is a big change in that respect. I don't know if there's a drop-off for Smash or if it's a lot more people playing Tekken.
Or it could even be that the Smash players are like, we hate Evo or whatever like that. And they're not going to go to it or something like that. But
yeah, no, that's what I mean. I don't think that there's a drop-off in the Smash scene, but the attendance at Evo, is that dropping off? I don't know.
Someone also says Smashers always register late, too. So,
that's what everybody says.
Yeah. So definitely
every scene says that.
But, like I said, do I think Dragon Ball is going to break the 5,000 that Street Fighter had? And I still stick by this. If registration came out before the game was released, I would say yes. But because the registration came out after the game was released, I will say no, because that just gives enough time for people to play the game and hate the game and just be the internet stuff that they normally do. This game is just mashing or whatever like that. And, it's just, the negativity gets in there and then it seeps into other people who might have just entered it just offhand. And
there are also people who try it out and just honestly don't like it as much as they had hoped.
Yeah,
right? Without being overly negative.
Yeah. Absolutely. So definitely, if it came out beforehand, I think it might have broke 5,000. But as a result, I don't think it's going to. 3,000 maybe?
Seems. Perhaps, I feel like that is likely.
Yeah, 3,000, and then Street Fighter will probably be like 2,500 or something like that. Tekken might be like 1,200, 1,500, maybe
last
even
year,
higher.
I think it was 1,200.
Oh, last year was 1,200?
I believe it was 1,200 last year. So I'm looking for more than that.
Hey, look, I hope so, man. Yeah. Because again, that game has done so much stuff. Bandai Namco has also done a lot of great work in promoting the game and just even, we've talked about this a million times, but the presentation of the game is just fantastic. So, so there you go. Yeah, so some people are saying around 1,280 last year.
Yeah. So I do think more than that.
So maybe 1,500 this year. Dude, it would be cool if Tekken get to 2,000 because, I don't know, to me that feels like that's right. Like, it feels like Tekken being in that place is right because Tekken has always been that other big game, during all the pre-2009 era.
Exactly, yeah. Historically, it was. It was one of those big games. And then there were those years in, like, Tekken 6 and Tag 2, more or less, where it just wasn't.
Right.
So, I agree. It does feel right that it's back on that situation now.
Wait,
very cool.
Does Noctis come out next week? And yeah, no, that's absolutely true. Tekken was the game that I slept through, despite the fact that I would always say that it was this big game and everything like that, and it feels right to me. But I would sleep through it because I didn't understand it. Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like, I'm the kind of person that, like, even if I don't understand the game, I'm not going to, like, crap on the game or anything like that. I was just like, I don't get this game. I don't know what's going on in here. I don't understand the strategy. I can't watch it. Yeah. It still felt like it deserved to be there, but I always tried to fight for it and stuff like that. But I just personally had no connection to the game at all. So
not an uncommon opinion.
Okay, so people don't know about Noctis then, but rumored to come out on the 20th. Be interesting to see how he affects the meta as well, just like I was talking about, like Broly.
Right, sure.
Because he looks all crazy with like teleporty stuff and.
So, Injustice being last on that.
Oh right.
So it was definitely gonna be like bottom 3 because it's not gonna be better than, not gonna have more people than Street Fighter, Dragon Ball, Tekken, either Smash game. So it was gonna be bottom 3.
Tag, Guilty Gear Rev 2, Injustice were gonna be the bottom 3.
Right. I feel like that was pretty safe. It was a pretty safe bet. But I would have guessed that Injustice would get more than BlazBlue.
Well, see, here's the thing again. People don't realize this. Everyone's always mad when games get in there that aren't out yet. But again, back to what I talked about, the Dragon Ball and the Street Fighter thing, I actually think that a lot of time that helps a game. Because then people are just like, oh, well, I'll just enter this because it might be fun. What the hell? I like BlazBlue, and you don't have that thing where you've played it already and had your dreams crushed or something like that. Like
for sure, dude.
That's I don't mean that like I'm just exaggerating kind of say, but like that's just the way it is. So I think that's gonna get there. And so yeah, I mean when you mention that, I'm sad to see. Well, you're sad about Injustice. I'm sad to see Guilty Gear all the way down there. But again. They weren't beating those other games. They were not beating the other 5 games. Yeah. Sure. So they're going to be right out. So the question is it going to be like a final round drop-off from the top 3 to whatever? So is it going to be a drop-off from the 5 to the 6, 7, 8? You know what I mean?
That's what I would expect. I would expect a significant drop-off. The NRS scene is like strong on its own terms, and it's the strongest that it's ever been, definitely. But it's not as big as other scenes, and there's relatively less crossover than among other scenes. Like there's a lot of crossover between BlazBlue and Dragon Ball and Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball. It's, what I mean, like there's a lot. But for NRS, there's not quite as much. So not a big surprise to me that it would be on the lower end. What if it's the first game? I don't know. I just feel like that's sad. Like that,
the one that ends on Friday.
It's like the Friday one, I don't know. That'd be a bummer to me.
I mean, there's no numbers. We don't know how many people are in every game. We just know the order in which they go. So again, if you guys just didn't hear it, it is 8th place Injustice 2, 7th is Guilty Gear Rev 2, 6th place is BlazBlue Tag Battle. 5th place is Smash 4. 4th place, Smash Melee. 3rd, Tekken. 2nd, Street Fighter Arcade Edition. Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. 1st place, Dragon Ball Fighters. But again, Wizard always likes to throw out those little, like, discussion kind of causing things. Yeah. And we don't know how far apart. Like, who knows? Maybe Street Fighter and Dragon Ball are like neck and neck, but it's just kind of an interesting way to spur some conversation. So
definitely, we won't know for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't think so. Yeah, Capcom Pro Tour announces some new broadcasting partners. Right. So not only are they going to be streaming on Twitch, they'll be streaming on YouTube as well as the Capcom Fighters Facebook page. Right. So they're going to be streaming not just on Twitch, they're going to be streaming on 3 different platforms now, including YouTube Gaming and Facebook streaming. So.
Well, I think that's nice. Facebook just doesn't seem like it's happening, There was that, what was the event? It was some like esports games, shooter game or something.
Like an ESL or something like that. That went ESL. To Facebook or something like that. Yeah,
it went to Facebook. Nobody watched it on Facebook, and in fact, on Twitch, somebody was restreaming it from Facebook, and they got more viewers than Facebook, like by a lot. And then I was watching. We didn't talk about this, but Gfinity series has started back up in the UK.
That's right. Yes,
Street Fighter 5. Facebook only.
Really?
Facebook only. Ugh. So I was watching it, and it was great. They have great production values, excellent players, great matches. The commentary is great. They got a good host. They got a good interviewer. Everything is great. They have like replay technology. Like it's nicely done. And it's on Facebook, and like 300 people were watching.
Facebook is paying a lot of money to people to do all this stuff.
For sure.
And it is not working.
Like the only reason you do that is because Facebook's offering you a boatload of cash.
Yeah.
Is that cash worth the amount of potential views you're losing? I don't know. That's what I would be worried about.
So someone asked what the 3rd streaming service was. Facebook streaming, but also YouTube Gaming as well. So they'll be streaming on a Capcom Fighters channel on their Capcom Fighters channel. Right. On YouTube.
I think that makes sense. YouTube has been used by League of Legends and so forth for a long time, and they get a lot of viewers on it. Yeah. And it's also just it's easy if you're somebody who tends to watch recorded videos on YouTube to see like, oh, there's a streamer on right now. Like you don't have to go to a separate section.
But I mean, the good thing here is obviously that Capcom Pro Tour is doing all 3.
Oh, it's great.
So it's great.
You might as well.
Like if Capcom Fighters was like, we've announced exclusivity on Facebook, I'd be like. I would just walk away.
For sure.
I'd be like, all right, let's go.
They would effectively be walking away by making that decision.
I would be like, okay, LinkedIn, let's see, programming jobs. Programming jobs.
Yeah, for sure. So, I don't know, man. Facebook.
Yeah.
You know my thoughts on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook is good for making stupid jokes, and that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Currently, as usual, PlayStation Store has a bunch of games on sale. So right now, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is 40% off. King of Fighters 14 is 50% off. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition is 50% off. Street Fighter 5 is 20% off. MVCI is 40% off. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, 40% off. For Honor is 50% off. And those are just the fighting games. Obviously, there's a lot more games on there. So this was just posted like 3 hours ago. Oh. So if you're looking for one of those games for cheap, now is the time to go and check them out. So
very cool.
Yeah. Exactly. So, although Third Strike Online Edition is 50% off, but 30th anniversary is coming out pretty soon.
In fact, it'll be tryable at Final Round.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be key because we're going to be able to find out how accurate this game is, right? We're
got to test.
Yeah. So,
okay. Can you always block old Ryu air hurricane kick as you're waking up? That's what I want to know. Things like that.
Yeah. So for sure. Okay.
We will see. I think it's a good point somebody made about how streaming directly to YouTube means that people can't vulture your content quite as well.
That's
they probably still will, but it won't be quite as effective because your stuff will already be up
on your channel,
right? There's no delay between when it's shown and when it's on YouTube. It's just already there.
Dude, I actually need to talk to the Daigo crew because I did a search for their Daigo Tokido match because I wanted to use their official copy, and it doesn't come up on any searches because they did not write Daigo or Tokido in the title.
What did they write?
It's just like Kemonomichi Grand Finals and then a bunch of Japanese words. And so
in Japanese, was it Daigo versus Tokido?
I don't think so. I think one of the words was Kemonomichi.
Bummer.
And so I just they need to do that a little bit better because I actually just had to go straight to Daigo's channel. I had to search for his channel to find that video, and it was up there and only had like 60,000 views. Like that thing should be like.
Were others way more?
I don't know. I don't remember checking. So yeah.
Well, there was also the news of some butthole posted on a Twitch chat that they were going to attack Evo. I don't know how seriously that can be taken. I suspect probably not at all seriously. But that said,
doesn't matter.
It's not something you can play with as the people who are the focus of that threat. You know, you got to at least report that to somebody and then have them, hopefully at least, look into the situation a little bit more and see how credible it is.
I mean, as soon as I got news from it, someone tweeted me about it and pointed it out to me. But I was looking through that thread and Wizard was already on it and like that. So I trust them. I've seen some of the security stuff that they've had to do in the past, so you know I don't think there's going to be a problem. So
but especially in the arena, you got to go through like a whole security check to get in there.
But that starts to bring up the question, though, is how much security do we need to start putting into fighting game events? You know, the bigger and bigger they get, security is going to become a thing. Yeah. The only good news, honestly, is that Evo takes place in Vegas. Like, if there's any city that has a security team that knows that can do stuff, you know. I mean, it was funny because, like, there was the one year that Dark Prince Jr. was Dark Prince was banned from Evo, and he was spotted walking around the casino. And so we had to make sure we talked to the security guards about that, right? And the security guards came up, and I was like, hey, you know, like this guy here, but he might have like some really strong friends or whatever like that. And the guy just looked at me and was like, don't worry about that.
I'm sure he's dealt with some crap.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's the thing. Vegas definitely, you know.
Especially after last year, I'm sure that they doubled the security efforts. So.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, I suspect that it's not something to be taken that seriously. It's just that you can't give up that responsibility. You have to. You have to treat it seriously, unfortunately.
Right, yeah. Exactly. So, yep, hopefully they'll take care of that. So, you know, hopefully there won't be any problems there.
Yeah. It's not something that I think about often, but that I have occasionally thought about. You know, it's not the first time that there has been a threat. There was a threat that, some event last year or the year before, it didn't end up panning out.
Okay.
I forget what it was now. But in any case, there have been threats in the past. So, that's the world.
Right.
You know, especially while federal government completely gives up its responsibilities. So, it's on the rest of us. We have to live in a security state because they won't act.
Pretty much. So.
Great.
But that's all the news that I've got. So if there's anything else that you wanted to talk about or anything that you wanted to bring up.
I think some of Hearthstone's new cards look interesting.
Okay. Are you still playing that much?
Yeah, I don't take it seriously, but I'll
just to keep
while
in touch
I'm
with it,
eating breakfast or got 10 minutes to kill or something, then I'll play.
Yeah, I did want to reiterate again that Choi Sauce and I are going to be doing the Uniel thing on Monday. Right. Hopefully I'll be cognizant enough to do that because we'll be flying back from final round, and then I'll probably nap in the middle of the day and see what I can do about that. But that should be... Sorry, go ahead.
Do we have like an early flight? Or
we land at like 12 something or other, so we get home pretty early.
Nice.
But that's happening, and then I'm going to keep... I know I said it before, this was my New Year's resolution, but how many New Year's resolutions get followed? But I want to stream more. I haven't been doing that. So today I did the DHC. I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff. I'm going to be trying to doing some more Unchenzors and DHCs and first attacks and stuff.
Very cool.
I'm probably going to redo a lot of the old first attacks I do. So like I had this one that was like hit confirming, right? And I was like, how to hit confirm, strategies on hit confirming. I turn it on and it's me teaching people hit confirming in Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Weird.
Right? And like I have one that's like how to open up your opponent, and one of the biggest chunks of that is Rising Thunder.
How about that?
And I'm like, so, I feel like I got to redo the games all in terms of like Street Fighter, Tekken, Dragon Ball context, you know?
Makes sense.
So I'll be doing a bunch of those things pretty soon. So.
At final round, how likely do you think it is that they show a Falca trailer?
If I was the Magic 8 Ball, I would say signs point to no.
Okay.
I would really doubt it
that
a Falca trailer would come out, but I don't know. Capcom may surprise me, you know, so I'm not sure. Because it really depends, because the thing about it is Blanca came out on his birthday, right? And so a lot of people have been saying, oh, look, Sagat's birthday is this time, like this, Cody's birthday is this time, it would be perfect. They could do, but, you know, if they can release them all before the summer, because I think Sagat's birthday was in June or something like that, then yes, Falca trailer definitely will be at final round. But I don't know. Because the thing about it is, I would almost rather have them take their time releasing all the characters and making sure their animations are good.
Yeah.
I mean, Blanca looks fine, except for the jump fears, right?
Better.
He's got some wonkiness here and there, but
not Sakura.
He's not Sakura.
Jeez.
So Sakura, like they just need to hire someone to go and fix Sakura and Alex.
Yes.
And then I think we would be like, that would be super cool. So.
Whoever did the animations on Manat and Zeku and Abigail,
dude,
they're all great.
They're
great.
So good. And then Sakura, like I said, her flower kick, the overhead.
Yeah.
Like it used to be this great, beautiful, arcing, very flowy kind of move, and it hits like this, but now she's like, like, I don't know, did they try to make it like Sakura's older now, she works at an arcade, so she just doesn't have the kind of physics. Like, I think that's giving them too much credit.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, it's gross. Yeah. It's gross. In the last year, the last one to come out was Zeku, right?
Yeah, but he came out late.
Yeah, well, I think that was the case both years. Weren't they in like September-ish or so?
Yeah, September, October-ish.
Yeah, so it'd be surprising if Sagat or the whole season came out before that.
Right.
It'd be cool, but it would be surprising.
Okay.
Yeah, we did talk, at least over the break, about how Stephen Hawking passed away. That does suck. It's bad news.
And then also, like I said, I've just been cracking out on Dragon Ball. I'm glad I have my team now. I'm glad I have a team. And like I said, I'm really enjoying it. I'm labbing it like crazy. Honestly, the training mode it's so sad because the Guilty Gear training mode is ridiculous. And this training mode, not quite the same level of on-par coolness. Yeah. But, I'm learning a lot. I played a lot with viewers yesterday instead of doing ranked matches. And you get longer sets that way, and I got to learn a lot more about neutral and stuff like that instead of having players just drag and rush like crazy and stuff. I'm sorry, super dash like crazy. And for me, I'm just... So there's those moves that slam you to the floor. Like they just go boom and you bounce off the floor away, right? But they don't cause any hit stun. You cannot combo off of them no matter what.
Like what moves? Like
Tien's little quarter circle forward slam in the air, like he chops, hits jumping heavy kick.
Oh, right.
The jumping heavy, when you hit someone on the ground, they just boom, bounce off the floor. And even if you throw a beam assist, even if you throw Vegeta assist on them, it is not a true combo. It just boom, and then they can block out of that hit animation. So it's not something to flip out of, right? My problem is that in Guilty Gear, I always flip by hitting kick and slash, which are jab and strong, because I want to flip and then green block right away. So I would flip green block. And in this game, I get hit, and I try to do that, and it comes out as a Dragon Rush because I get slammed to the floor, and there's no hit stun to recover from. So I just Dragon Rush at people and die all the time. Like, in those situations, like, boom, Dragon Rush, and then they kill me. I'm like, no! And then also, after post-round matches, you can sparking. So you kill them with a move, boom! And then I always do the thing where you wrap your fingers on all the buttons after you KO someone, and I activate sparking at the end of a fight.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You can activate, like, round ends.
Yeah, you go, boom, KO, sparking, boom, and then it counts as used in the next round.
It's gone.
You have it activated next round,
Okay.
Now, some people said leave it in there because could be a strategy. Like, kill people, I want to start next round, sparked already. So I just have to get over some bad habits, which includes mashing after I KO someone. Because that's just something I always do. KO, and I just do like the Vampire Savior kind of the push block thing. So yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, stop mashing. Basically, I got to stop mashing. So, yeah.
I'm almost done with my second Splitbox. I had the idea of connecting the two halves together with a cable. But the cable that I got, I thought that it was just a regular DB15 cable that you could just pass through wires on the little hookups. But it's not. It's a VGA cable. Ooh. And so that there's very specific wiring routes or whatever for that thing. That doesn't work in the way that I wanted it to, which means that the terminals, not just the cable, but also the terminals that I'm using, because they are that specific style also. So I gotta buy new stuff. Great. There's a lot of trial and error here.
It's a fun project, though.
It is a fun project, yeah. And at some point, I will have a usable video game controller again. But for now, I was wiring it up today before I realized this problem. And while I'm playing, I'm I have it on the PC, so that I'm occasionally testing a button, right, to see how well it works. And in the meantime, I'm just playing Street Fighter so that I can, I don't know, why not? I'm playing on keyboard, which sucked. And I don't know, I was just playing, and some
Are you putting jump on spacebar hitbox style? Okay.
So somebody invited me to a long set. And I played, first 5 with my Abigail or whatever, and then I was like, "How about Fang? Let's try Fang." And then as soon as I started playing Fang, I was like, "I don't know how to do any of this on keyboard."
Oh, right.
I couldn't charge.
Yeah.
Even though I've been playing on hitbox for a while, there's still something weird about the keyboard and the fact that you can't overlap button presses in the same way. So I'm trying to do a charge motion, go immediately, let go of it, then start charging it again. But I'm doing it too fast, and I'm just getting rid of the whole move. So it went horribly. I think I got 10 0'd in rounds, and a third of those were perfects or whatever. I was just I don't know what I'm doing.
Dude, it's crazy when you can't control your character, just how much everything falls apart, which is actually a good lesson for people learning Street Fighter. And that's how important you need to be able to control your character. So
the Splitbox is a hitbox, but split into two halves. The reason being that I want to be able to position them wherever I want to. Yeah, I'm always fidgeting. You can probably tell just watching me. I'm constantly sitting up and moving and fidgeting. I can't stop. So when I'm playing video games, I don't want to just be caught in one spot. I would like to be moving around a little bit because that's more comfortable for me.
And it's more ergonomic as well.
And more ergonomic too.
Yeah.
And I have, wrist and forearm problems, so that's the idea. And I did build one, but I used an old PCB from the very first run of TE sticks that finally died. So I now bought a new Brooks UFB controller or a UFB PCB. Anyway,
Incross typed in the chat. He said we have not talked about this, but I guess there's a team out there, Fudo, FUDOH, not the player Fudo, but Team Fudo was announced recently. They've added Haitani Fujimura, which is Yukadon, of course, because he's changing his name, because when he picked it, it was supposed to refer to the Seismo that Viper was doing, but it has turned into a very sexually connotative term, and so he's changing his name now. He's Fujimura instead, so we can't call him Yukadon anymore.
That's funny.
But Otani, Haku, Johnny, and Yamaguchi. So there's this crazy Japanese power team out there that got created. So good stuff to them. It's interesting. Haku was the one. Is Haku the one that was part of the Shinobi School? Was that the Bison player that was from the Shinobi School? I forgot now. So, but yeah. But yeah, well, I guess there's a lot of signings now at the start of this FGC year. So a lot of crazy stuff, and gotta wonder where NuckleDu, Punk, and all these other guys are going to end up. There's some big names out there, and like I said, AJ wrote this very mysterious tweet about going to final round, but sure enough, he's going to go there, and it's going to be nothing. So we'll see.
Well, he will be there. But now, I believe Boken is the
all of them are
manager.
part of Shinobiism, huh?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, Boken is now the manager of Echo Fox. Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, anything else for now?
Nope. That's all I got.
All right. So. Well, we'll be in Atlanta this weekend.
That's right.
We'll be there Thursday night. and we'll be there until Monday morning.
That's right. So enjoy some final round coming up this weekend. Follow us on Twitter. We'll tweet out all the times that we jump on there, and just go and we'll try to make sure to keep you guys abreast of all the streams that will be up this weekend. So.
There you go. Yep. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a big one. Definitely pay attention Friday night when Goichi versus Sonic Fox will take place.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm so pumped for that. There is something I feel about the Versus game that gets people pumped for that stuff. I don't know why. But Dragon Ball is definitely in the vein of Marvel when it comes to hyping up the big match, and people are side betting. Even with Kemonomichi, obviously everybody's hyped for the first to 10, but who's side betting on it? There's not. It doesn't have that same. I don't even know why. Why? But that's how it is, I guess. And so Dragon Ball's continuing that tradition, which is awesome.
So I'm excited for that. Super. I don't know. But again, I even said this, watching MVC 2, it's the only game that makes me feel nervous, and I guess I'm feeling that same kind of nervousness going into this match. So yeah, you're right. I think it's kind of very similar. So there you go. So
let's do it.
All right.
Bird out.
Oh yes. Good call. What?
3 p.m. Pacific time, I believe.
3 p.m. Pacific
6
time.
6 p.m. Eastern time.
Dude, my phone has gotten all weird. It's really laggy and slow right now.
Yeah, maybe a little bit after 6 p.m., but you know how things go.
Oh, man.
Okay. You know how things go.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Peace out. Thanks for tuning in, and see you guys soon at Final Round.
I think I'm going to eat a waffle when I get home.
That sounds really good, actually.
A waffle, an egg, and avocado. It'll be done.
That actually sounds super good.
It does.
Okay.